Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing marginal cost pricing. Marginal cost pricing method. Marginal cost pricing is one of the pricing strategies. So first we understand what is marginal cost. Marginal cost is the change in the total cost that results from the production of additional unit of a product or service. So for example, we are manufacturing pens. For the manufacture of 10 pens, we incur a total cost of 20 rupees. Now we are manufacturing the 11th pen. So for the manufacturing of the 11 pens, the total cost we incurred would be 22 rupees. Now the difference in the cost would be 20 minus 22, which is the 2 rupees, is the additional cost incurred for the manufacturing of the 11th pen, that is 1 pen extra. So this cost is called as the marginal cost. So which goes in the definition, it is a change in the total cost that results from the production of additional unit of a product or service, right? So now in this type of pricing method, so we actually ignore the fixed cost and the pricing is determined only on the basis of marginal cost. Now let us understand where and all we apply this kind of the pricing method or marginal cost pricing method. Now this kind of pricing method is suitable for the multi-product or the multi-process or the multi-market concerns. Why? Why? Because the absorption of the fixed cost in these kind of situations will be very difficult, right? If we are manufacturing suppose soaps or pens, or we are manufacturing shampoos, now these are various different kind of a product. Now we use certain fixed assets for the manufacturing of all these products. Now how do you apportion the fixed cost for each product, which is very difficult, right? So hence in these kind of situations we use the marginal cost pricing method. Now let us understand the concept with a very simple example. So the problem here is very simple, and it is about a pen manufacturing company, and the marginal cost for each pen is rupees 3. It is already been given, and the fixed cost would be 25,000 per annum, and present production and the sales of the pen is 50,000 units, and the selling price per pen is also being given, it is 5 rupees, and any sale beyond the 50,000 pens is possible only if the company reduces 20% of its current selling price. Okay, now if you reduce the selling price applies only to the additional units. See, the 50,000 units is the present selling or the production of the pens and the sales of the pens. Now the reduced price applies only to the additional units. The company wants a target profit of 1 lakh rupees. How many pens the company must produce and sell if the target profit is to be achieved? So this is our problem. Now let us go to the statement showing the present profitability. Now the sales is per unit is 5 rupees. The selling price is already being given, and the total units which is being produced and sold is 50,000 units, which is already given in the problem. Hence the total sales would be 2,50,000 rupees, and variable cost. So variable cost is again 3 rupees per unit, which is again given. Now for 50,000 rupees, for 50,000 units, the variable cost would be 1,50,000 rupees, and after the deduction of the variable cost, we get the contribution, which is 2 rupees per unit, and for 50,000 units it would be 1 lakh rupees. Now we have to again deduct the fixed cost, which is apportioned. How do we apportion the fixed cost? Let us see how do we apportion it. Now total units sold, right, or produced is 50,000 units. Now total fixed cost per annum would be 25,000 rupees. Now fixed cost per unit would be 25,000 by 50,000, so which would be 0.5 per unit, and for 50,000 units it is 25,000 rupees. Now when we less this, we get the profit margin of 1.5 rupees per unit and total profit of 75,000 rupees for 50,000 units. Okay. Now what does the company wants? Company wants a target profit of 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Now we understand in the problem that the reduced price applies only to the additional units, correct? And we can achieve, or we can go beyond 50,000 pen sales only if the company reduces its 20% of its current selling price, right? And now that we can achieve only if we go beyond the sales or the production of 50,000 units. Now we have to understand what is the amount of the units if we have to produce to achieve the target of 1 lakh rupees. Now 20% reduction in the current selling price. So current selling price is 5 rupees. 20% of 5 rupees is 1 rupee, right? 5 minus 1 would be, the company wants a target profit of 1 lakh rupees. Now to achieve that, we have to find out what is the amount of the units which we have to produce so that we can achieve the target of 1 lakh rupees. Now the present production is 50,000 units and we can achieve the extra production only if we reduce the current selling price by 20%. Now this reduction can be achieved only if we go beyond the 50,000 units of production. Now let us say 20% reduction in the selling price is 5 rupees, which is the present selling price, which should be deducted from 20% of 5 rupees, which is 1 rupee. So 5 minus 1 is 4 rupees. So 4 rupees would be the reduced selling price, correct? Now the revised contribution. So the revised, before the contribution was 5 minus 3, which was 2 rupees. Now we are going to see the revised contribution on additional sales per pen, which is 1 rupee, that is 4, which is a revised selling price, minus 3, correct? So which is the variable cost. So the revised contribution per pen is rupees 1. Now additional sales which have to be achieved, okay, for the profit of rupees 25,000. So we know the present profit is 75,000 rupees, correct? Now to have 1 lakh profit, the additional profit we have to achieve is 25,000 rupees. Now which is equal to 25,000 rupees by the contribution. Profit by the contribution would be the additional sales which can be achieved. So 25,000 rupees by the contribution of 1 rupee, which will be equal to 25,000 units. So the additional sales which we have to achieve is 25,000 units. So the total sales, or the total selling sales and the production to achieve 1 lakh profit is 75,000 pence, correct? Thank you. Thank you.